I have a playlist here on the channel called Video Game Memories where this video is going to go into it. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about a game that I think is often forgotten about by a lot of Mario fans and just Nintendo fans as a whole because of the fact that it came out sort of many, many years ago for an older gen system, but one that I think should be revisited and looked at again. So I want to talk about Super Mario Land 2 Six Golden Coins. I'll explain why in a minute, but the other day, I was on Twitch. I wanted to stream, and I wanted to stream a video game, but I wanted to stream a game that wasn't going to take up like 60 hours. I didn't want to do like a multiple part stream. I wanted to play a game that I could probably sit down and finish within 2 or 3 hours. In the past I've played games like Castlevania on Nintendo and Ninja Gaiden over on my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Big D Geekdom 101. So go over there and give me a follow. And I was thinking, I was like, you know what? Like last year I replayed Mario Land 2. I'll do it again. So I want to give my thoughts and my memories on Super Mario Land 2 Six Golden Coins, and I'll tell you why. Because this game was actually the very first Game Boy game that I ever owned. When I was a kid, I bought a Game Boy. Well, my parents got me a Game Boy, and the first game I got was Mario Land 2. Now, this was maybe 2 years, I say 2 or 3 years before Pokemon came out. And I feel like when you're talking about Game Boy, when you're going back to the 90s, there's like two different eras of Game Boy. There's Game Boy before Pokemon and Game Boy after Pokemon, because Pokemon Gen 1 blew Game Boy up beyond anything. And I'm not saying Game Boy didn't exist prior to it, but I feel like Pokemon was such a success that people literally bought Game Boys and Game Boy Colors and Game Boy Pockets for Pokemon. So I came from the generation prior to Pokemon, which is games like Mario Land 2 and Ninja Gaiden and the Game Boy version. And also games like Link's Awakening, the original. So they're classics. And Mario Land 2 was the first game that I played on Game Boy. No, that's not true. Tetris was the first one I played when it first came out at Walmart. But Mario Land 2 was the first one I actually owned. And when I was a kid, me and my parents used to go to Miami every summer. So I live about 4.5 hours or so from Miami. But when I was a kid, my parents would take a different route that would take about 6 hours. So I'd be in the car, in the back seat or sometimes even the front seat because my mom wanted to sleep in the back seat, and I would be playing Game Boy. And, with your batteries at 4 AA batteries or whatever, maybe it was 6. I think it was 4. It was 4 batteries. And I had the original gray brick Game Boy. And I remember playing this game, and I remember beating this game before we made it to Miami. And it was a fun... Mario Land 2 is a fun game that I think people did forget about. First of all, it's the first game to ever introduce Wario. It's the first game to actually have sort of not the first, but it had a different perspective. So in my opinion, only my opinion, Mario Land 1, I feel, is not that good of a game. I think it's a little bit too choppy. I think it feels a bit too much like Mario 1, the original one, and I think it's graphically just not really impressive, whereas Mario Land 2 really utilized the Game Boy's graphics a lot more. Obviously, the original Game Boy only has like 4 colors, so the version I played on Twitch was a hacked version where it was colorized, and it looked great. I mean, Mario Land 2 looked no different than like Mario 3 on NES. I mean, it looked great. And what I like about the game is, you travel to 6 different areas, part of a world, and you have to collect these 6 coins. And when you get all 6 by completing the areas, you go and you face off against Wario in the last castle. And it was cool because, unlike the old Mario games on NES, you kind of can pick wherever you want to go. You have access to all the levels, or at least, all the different worlds. When you beat a level, you unlock another one at the beginning, or all the different areas. Let's call it areas at the beginning of the game. And some of these areas are like super creative. Like you have like this giant toy area. You have like this underwater area where you're inside of a whale. Like really trippy, creative stuff that never really came back in future Mario games. It kind of feels like a hybrid between Mario 2 and Mario 3. Now, obviously, I know that Mario 2's Doki Doki Panic. You kind of have to say that when you talk about Mario 2, but I like the inventiveness of it all. And I like Mario Land 2. I like how Mario Land 2 gives you enough cool power-ups. You get the fire flower, the bunny ears, and you can use these. You glide with them and use it to kind of go through the game. And also, it has familiar enemies, but it also has new enemies. I like how every world you go to has different and distinct enemies. Mario 3 on NES, you're always going to face off against Koopa Troopas and Goombas. But in this game, every world has its own identity. You have different kinds of bosses, you have different kinds of themes, and you have different enemies to face off against, and I really liked that. I really enjoyed that. Even the fight against Bowser at the end, I thought was, not Bowser, did I say Bowser? Wario. The fight against Wario at the end, even that was fun. And it's a game that I think people need to go back and try. I think if you're watching this video and you love 2D Mario, if you're into either Mario 3 or Mario World or classic games like those, and you haven't played Mario Land, seek out the colored patch of it, because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and I might upload, I'm thinking about it, I might upload the entire Twitch stream of me playing it, because I was able to beat it in about 2 hours. And it's something that I want to talk about real quick. Like, I feel like even though I think games that are longer, like games like a Shin Megami Tensei or a Dragon Quest, these big, huge RPGs, or even stuff like Ghost of Tsushima and even modern games like that. Like, I think those games, in my opinion, work better for the home consoles. Even though I do like RPGs in the go, because you can grind anywhere you're at, like Pokemon, for example, I think that long games are best played like when you're taking long trips, whereas I also appreciate short games. Like, I think not enough people give credit to like shorter games that can be beaten in 1-2 hours. And I think that Mario Land 2 is perfect because there's not too many levels. It's got its own unique flavor, its own unique soundtrack, and it can be beaten pretty quickly. And it's also a satisfying game. When you beat the game, it's satisfying. Is it a little bit too easy? Maybe. If you're experienced in playing Mario games, you should be able to play it. It is kind of kidified a bit, but it's also a freaking trippy-ass game because there's a lot of weird, trippy things in it. You go into space and things. Like, go to the moon. That's crazy, crazy stuff. But I really enjoy it. Mario Galaxy did that too in 3D. But I do appreciate games that aren't 40, 60 hours long. I do appreciate shorter games that can be beaten quickly, because you still get the satisfaction of playing a good game and you're not married to the game all weekend. You can always play something else. And, recently I've been playing Shredder's Revenge, and it just feels very refreshing to be able to play a short game and beat it, because one of my problems that I have right now, and I know a lot of you are going through the same thing, is I have a bunch of games stockpiled that I have either not played or not beaten. I've got unfinished save states in games like, I got a Final Fantasy X 40 hours. I haven't finished that game yet. I've already finished it before, but I have the Switch version. I've got, Assassin's Creed. Got a couple of those I haven't finished yet. I've got Uncharted 4. I have a save file in my PS4, but I haven't finished it yet. I've got so many games that I have not finished yet. God of War on PS4. Like, these are great, fun games, but I just haven't had the time because I'm either working or I'm doing something else. And it really is refreshing to be able to play a game and beat it without spending, hours and hours and hours of your life trying to unlock everything and find everything. This game, you go through it, you beat it, you're done. And that is something that I really appreciate, kind of like Shredder's Revenge was. So if you're a Mario fan, check out Mario Land 2. You can probably get a ROM of it if you choose to do it. It's probably not that expensive to buy if you want to actually buy the physical cartridge. But it's great. I really love it. I have the DX version, which is a fan-made colorized version, and I really enjoy playing it. And it's a fun game. It's a good, solid game. And I think, honestly, it's probably my favorite of the original 3 Mario Lands. I do like Wario Land a lot, but it's a different kind of game. This game really feels like an authentic Mario game that belongs in the Mario category that I don't think people talk about enough. So, only my opinion. Anyways, thanks for listening. I hope you have a great day, and take care.